Hey guys, so I watched the Send Help movie. I will give it a 8 out of 10. So the moral behind this movie and story that I'm talking about is people must not look down on other people if they have money. Don't make money a status because you don't know if you are going to need that other person's help, and it's going around like a normal thing for people that think they got money, so they got status and they can look down on other people because you don't know God is actually watching you and God can take everything in 2 minutes. You don't know that. You might think you are so good out there, but in no time you can be a nothing. So that must be a lesson to a lot of people because we see it around us a lot of times. So let's get into it and let me tell you about the movie. Oh, the movie came out in January, so I'm sure a lot of people watched it already, but my perspective of the movie. So it's about the daddy owned this business, and I think the daddy died, and then the child become the president of the business. But then he looked down on this lady because she didn't dress nice and she wasn't like professional and stuff like that. So that's where don't look down on that person. One day you will need help from that person, and she looked poor and stuff like that. And then apparently he was like the vice president, the child now. Then the child apparently didn't appoint that lady as the vice president. But then she got angry. She confronted the president of the company. Why didn't you like make me the vice president? But you are making somebody that only working 6 months here the vice president. So what makes me different to that person? And this is happening in a lot of companies. As we can know it, we can actually tell stories about it. Other people is working 1 month there is getting promotions. And then what? They mess up the companies in the end, which is a normal thing. And this also goes to the bosses, okay? Bosses, if you are watching, and people that think they got money, this is for you, okay? For you, nah? I'm looking at you, so it's for you. So, what happened? They had to go on some trip, but then they were quick to ask her to go to Thailand to go sort out nonsense of the company, which this 6 month guy don't even know anything about. Hey, but now it gets very fruity and nice. So they go on the trip, they go with some private aeroplane, and then what happened? What God does? He go let the one engine failed, and then the aeroplane started burning, and then they made a crash. But then she's the only one that survived and the president of the company. So what God did? The president of the company went to have his leg was apparently, how can I say, broken and all that, so he couldn't like walking it, but then she was perfectly fine. So they ended up on this island in Thailand because they were actually wanting to go to Thailand, and then they were like stranded there. But then she said, no, this is life. Because you think you had everything there by that company and you thought you could mistreat me, and this is gonna learn you a nice lesson. So she had to help him all the time, and then he was like, no, I don't eat this and I don't drink this, and because now he comes from, I'm the president and you still working for me. So he apparently, no, not he, she said, but oh, we're not on an island now. We're not at the workplace. So what are you trying to do now? Because I can show you a lesson. Because you're actually putting me down now. I'm not working for you now at the moment. We're actually in a crisis. So you must accept what I do for you. Because I can walk away. Remember, you are crippled now. I mean, like, crippled, like, how can I say? Like, you have a foot that is broken now. So you try to tell me now, you don't need my help. And now, actually, what happened eventually in the movie, the president's in what fiance. She ended up there with a boat there, and then what she went to go do, the she was actually a accountant, the one that was on the island there. She went to go throw a brick against the guy's head because the fiance fell there, and then she threw the tour guide, the boat rider's head with a brick, and then both of them fell down there. And then one day the president decided, okay, now he's gonna walk on the island, and he saw the ring of his fiance and her body laying there. But then he ran back, and then he wanted to kill the accountant, the lady that you're seeing there. And then he obviously thought like, no man, you're not something right, or you're not somebody that I can mess with and stuff like that, because they were trying to kill each other. And then they end up in this house, like, okay, one day now she had like a knife, like also like she was like trying to cut things up in it, but then she had this knife, so she like showed him like, yeah, I got this knife. But then one day you also walked there and you saw this house and stuff like that. He tried to break in there, and then she was looking on cameras how what he's doing there in the house and that. And then she said, well, I knew a long time about this house. How did you only come up with this house now? So you won't get away now. You need me now. You might have been a vice president, but I'm now your president. Like she was like showing him now, I'm one up for you. You needed my help that time. You mistreated me and you messed with my kindness. And now I'll show you. And then in the end, she actually killed him. And then she got away from the island. And that's the end of the story basically. It's very nice. Like a 8 out of 10. You must watch this movie if you didn't.